Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. In honor of the upcoming Memorial Day holiday, I thought we'd put together an oven roasted potato salad. The ingredients we're going to need are roughly 2.5 to 3 pounds of diced potatoes, either with the peel on or with the peel off, doesn't matter. I've made it both ways. I've got 3 stalks of celery that I've diced. I have roughly 1 whole large onion that I've diced up, and I'm using a mixture of yellow and purple onion today. I've got a cup of sliced green onions. I had some leftover plablano peppers that I had roasted, so I'm going to throw those in, but these are totally optional, and there are 2 whole poblanos in the bowl. I've got 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 tablespoons of buttermilk. I've got some pickle relish here, about 2 tablespoons. We're going to need some mayonnaise. I always eyeball this, so I'll give you the exact amount later. And I've got 8 hard-boiled eggs and some salt and pepper, and those are all of our ingredients. So let's get this stuff moved out of the way and we'll start getting our vegetables ready to go in the oven. To start with, I've gone ahead and lined a baking sheet with aluminum foil, and I've kind of roughly divided it in half. On this side I'm going to add in our celery and our onion, and then on the other side I'm going to add in my potatoes. I've gone ahead and drizzled about a tablespoon of our olive oil over the onion and the celery, and the rest of it I'm going to place over the potatoes here. Maybe a little bit more over here. There we go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. And now all I'm going to do is go in and toss it around so it's all evenly coated in our olive oil and our salt and pepper. Make sure you get them spread out about as evenly as you possibly can. I know they're kind of bunched up a little bit, but I'm going to be taking these out of the oven and turning them around and stirring them about halfway through the cooking process. These vegetables here are going to only be in for about half of the time that our potatoes are in. I just want these to start swelling down a little bit and getting some of that roasted color from the oven. I don't want them totally cooked. I don't want them to lose like a lot of their texture. I just want them to lose some of their rawness. Alright, this looks pretty good, so I'm going to get cleaned up, and then I'm going to pop these into a 400-degree oven, and I'm going to start at about 30 minutes. Once that 30 minutes is done, I'll probably pull the celery and onion out, and I'll let my potatoes go for a little bit longer. I'll let you know the complete cooking time once they're done. While I'm waiting on the potatoes to cook, I'm going to go ahead and start making my dressing for this. I'm going to start by cutting my eggs in half, and I want to pop the yolk out and put it into my blender base. You could do this in a food processor also. And I'm going to go ahead and dice up my eggs. Actually, I don't want that knife for it. Let's go with a bigger knife. While I'm doing this, I would like to remind you of the Gamers and Geeks playlist that JP Gadath and I have going on our channels. It's a community-driven playlist made up of you, our friends, and YouTube family. If you guys would like to be a part of it, it's really easy. All you have to do is go out and make a cooking video, and then once you've done that, post it to your channel, and then let either JPIC or I know in the comment section of our latest cooking videos, or if you're part of our Discord servers, you can let us know over there as well. The only thing we do ask is that you mention the Gamers and Geeks playlist somewhere in your video, as well as leaving a link down in the description to it, and that way we can continue to support everybody that has already contributed to the list. Alright guys, I'm going to continue getting these eggs separated and chopped, and I'll bring you back for the next step. Now that I have all my egg yolks together, I'm going to break them up just a little bit in my magic bullet. The next thing I'm going to add in is my pickle relish, and I'm going to use the whole 2 tablespoons of it. And I'm also going to start adding in my mayonnaise, and I'm going to start with about 1/2 cup of it. Before I blend it up, I want to add in just a little bit of salt, and I want to add in some pepper as well. Alright guys, let me get this blended up, and then I'll add in our buttermilk. Our sauce is coming together very nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and add in my 4 tablespoons of buttermilk, and what this is going to do is add a nice little tang to our dressing. as well as thinning it out just a little bit so it's a little bit creamier once we get it onto our potatoes. Now that I have this mixed up, I want to give it a taste and see where our seasoning's at with it. And it's pretty good. I'm going to add just a little bit more salt and a little bit more black pepper. And I'm going to add in another healthy scoop of mayonnaise. Probably another 2 tablespoons, I'd say. Alright guys, our dressing is done. It is nice and creamy. So I'm going to get this cleaned up and move it over into the refrigerator so it can start getting cold while we wait on our potatoes to come out of the oven. Alright guys, our vegetables are out of the oven and it's time to start assembling our salad. I removed the celery and the onions about 35 minutes into my cooking time. I'm going to go ahead and add those in. I've allowed them to completely cool down to room temperature. And next in are going to be our potatoes. Now these cooked for about 55 minutes before they were completely done. And I'm just going to dump those in, and I want to be sure to get any crispy brown bits off of the bottom of my aluminum foil. Those are just going to add a nice bit of crunchy flavor into our potato salad. The next thing to go in are going to be our roasted poblano peppers. And probably about 3/4 of a cup of our sliced onions. I'm just going to stir all these together. The last thing we're going to add is our dressing, and then I'm going to check this for seasoning once I've got everything well combined. Alright guys, I did taste this for salt and pepper, and I think it needs just a tad bit more pepper and a little bit more salt. Now let me get all this stirred in and we'll plate it up, give it a taste, and see what we think about it. Now that we've got our potato salad plated up, I did go ahead and top it with the remainder of those green onions. Let's give it a bite, see what we think about it. This is my favorite way to make potato salad. I like what the roasting of the potatoes brings to this. Gives it a totally different flavor from your typical boiled potato salads. The addition of the poblano peppers was really good. I like that lightly spicy bite you get every once in a while, and I'll definitely be doing that again. Overall, whether you make this for Memorial Day or any other family holiday, I hope you give this one a try soon. Remember to check out the Gamers and Geeks playlist as well as my Cooking with Vault Girl playlist. I will leave links down in the description below. And as always, thank you all so very much for joining me today. I've been Vault Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.